Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. IGN's in the ground at 617. Emmett Smith's a tough kid. He's a very tough kid. He should take some time off, I think. He should take some time off. So Anatol Malykhin defeats Bhullar. He's been holding on to that belt for 2 years. One championship, heavyweight championship, mixed martial artists. This isn't, excuse me, I got a cold. This isn't Muay Thai. This is ONE UFC's mixed martial arts. And now I want to see John Jones versus Malykhin. That's what I want to see. The two biggest promotions, mixed martial arts promotions on the planet. Do a co-promotion, Dana. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to death. This ain't pride. This is, you're dealing with Chatri. You guys probably get along great. Probably. Hey, what's up, AJ? How are you, brother? My man from New Jersey. Shout out to AJ. Listen, people, go check out the podcast I did Sunday with the Moore family and young man of named Anthony and Shane for the Free Jason Moore hashtag Free Jason Moore. Kid's been put in prison for 9 years for something he didn't do. Even the victim's family knows he didn't do it. So just the corruption, and this happens here all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just one of those people not scared to talk about it. And I think there's only the second podcast she's been on. So she was on a pretty big one in London because they're from the UK. And they grew up here, actually, from age like 11 to 19 or something. Then they moved back. They originally grew up in the AK till they, the most important years of their life growing up as a, teenager to, 11 till 20 or 19 or whatever. That's basically grown up American, if you really think about it. But good people. And the poor kid never even been in a fight in his life. Like, so prison's the worst place for that kid. You know what I mean? Honestly, like I just wonder when my real passion here is podcasting. It always has been, but now it's audio versions, and now that I know I can do it this way, it's not just going out to YouTube. It's going out to Spotify, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Is doing pretty good. Shout out to all the countries, all the people that support me in the United States and every other country. It's good. That's the only reason I keep doing it. Eventually, I'll get paid to do this once I get 1,000 subscribers. I got monetized, and I'll have some merch made up and stuff like that. But I just want to go over my picks for the week post fights. And go over I don't think we need to go over the whole card. We'll just go over the co-main event of UFC on ABC Fight Night. Emmett versus Topuria. For some reason, co-main and main events, I almost get right almost all the time. I would like to know my percentage. And July 23rd will be 2 years of me doing this. I'm almost at 1,000 wins in the UFC, and like 250 plus wins over losses. as you can, well, I don't think you can see here, but so 7 out of 13 winners, right? One was a draw, right? So 7 and 5, 7 and 6, but 7 and 5. With there was a no contest. So no matter what, like I always say, if you're not, I never give anyone a 3-pick parlay or anything like that. I never promise nobody nothing. But I do know one thing: if you're picking, you're doing all right. You're winning money. There's no way you could be losing money. Let's see what happens here. Macy Barber. First, I want to go over Emmett. Emmett's a really tough guy, but he all his punches are telegraphed right now, as of right now, as he's getting older, and people are figuring him out. It's just, I guess, Father Time is undefeated. I guess, really, in this sport in fighting. Topuria showed the level of striking. I always say there's levels to this shit, and this is what I mean right there. Yeah. The striking, all he was doing was all fundamentals. Topuria, all fundamentals, everything off the jab. He jab, move to the left, move to the right, move in, move out, slip punches, slip rights that are coming from way looping out. You know what I mean? But all in all, I mean, it was a good main event. I mean, he was willing to die in that fucking octagon. Josh Emmett, I'll never take nothing away from that guy. He's just, it's like Wilder fighting Tyson Fury. It's like just slipping that right hand. It's like John Jones fighting Ngannou. He's just going to slip that right hand. John Jones is going to know better. His IQ. I want to see. I know Topuria is the real deal, and Emmett could. I think Emmett should take some time off and then like fight once a year or something. Like, you know what? Like fight a young up and coming guy just to test himself or whatever. That way he doesn't have CTE when he's done with his fighting career. You know what I mean? Hold on a sec. What's up, AJ, the Northeast Beast. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to win no championship soon, but you never know. You know what I mean? Like, he can go on another run, and timing is everything. Anything could happen. You just never know. I don't think any of us know. We know the fight cards, right now getting better and better and better. I really believe Yair Rodriguez is going to be the next 145. I think he's going to beat Volkanovski. And it's not that I respect Volkanovski. I picked Volkanovski over Islam back in Perth, Australia. Like, I had him on my Topology picks. I think Yair's kicks, which are a lot harder than punches or anything, right? Elbows, which are really hard to fucking come back from, which is why I respect Muay Thai so much. I just think I want to see Topuria fight like my man I don't know if his knees healed, but Calvin Kattar. I thought Calvin Kattar got robbed versus Emmett, to be honest with you. Emmett's face was destroyed compared to Kattar's. I take a lot in damage. That's the way I judge fights, is by damage. So I think he's got to fight someone like that, or Brian Ortega. You know what I mean? And then maybe get a shot at the title. But I really believe Yair beats Alexander the Great. And not because I don't. I love fucking Alexander Volkanovski. He's got balls of a fucking rhino, and that's what That's what I love in fighters. You got to have balls. You know what I mean? You got to have fucking courage. You got to say, "I'll fight anyone." And literally, when Dana or Hunter or any of those people call you, you say, "Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's fight." There's a lot of guys in the UFC and every organization, in every promotion that when they get the call, they don't always say yes. They're full of shit when they say they'll fight anybody because they're not stupid. You know what I mean? It's a business. They know. So the smart ones don't just take fights, but they should. They should be ready to fight. But, I don't know. Make as much money as you can, guys, while you're young. And then retire at 35, 30, if you can, in a perfect world. But Topuria, yeah, I'd like to see him fight Kada, my man Kada here, Massachusetts, New England Cartel. And I think Yair beats Alexander the Great. And I think Pantoja beats Moreno. That's what I believe. Macy Barber, great job. I had her. KO. Macy Barber defeats Amanda Ribas. KO, TKO, 349 around 2. It's pretty good. Pretty good fight. Pretty good women's fight, Can't complain. I mean, they went after it, both of them. And Ribas, great job too. Nothing to be ashamed of. I just thought Bob had the better experience with the better fighters, and I was right. I'm usually right. Let me see here. (18-4) now, huh? Found it. Yeah, don't worry about it, Emmett. Think about it. There's a new one champion. I'd like to see him versus John Jones. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see this guy try to fight John Jones. That man, Bhullar held the belt up for 2 years. This guy came in and smashed him and took it. ONE FC, mixed martial arts champion of the world, Mighty Mouse champion over there too, Demetrius Johnson. He's in my top 5 fucking greats of all time. Mighty Mouse, no doubt about it. So anyways, I wanted to jump into something else here because this is epic music too. And if you people need a fucking schooling on music, I'm going to give it to you. Joe Rogan said there's no horrible music from the fucking 80s. Now, yeah, I agree with the cars, shitty cars in the 80s, because I like all the cars you like too. But yeah, there was some horrible fucking hair bands and shit in the 80s and some horrible rap groups. But I'm going to give you just a few. I can keep going on and on and on, but I'm not going to. But I recommend anyone listen to this album and you tell me if you wouldn't bang this in your fucking ears when you're training or driving around or in your system, whatever, or in your fucking DJ list, you're out of your mind. Any song on this album, any fucking song on this album, every song is epic. I'm not going to go into their first and third album. There's an absolute epic classic. Slayer's Rain and Blood, produced by Rick Rubin. Def Jam tells you who I am. Megadeth. You want to hear real guitar, Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan, you want to hear real guitar? Listen to Dave Mustaine in this album. I hooked up my buddy Palman with me. I go listen to this album, dude. You want to hear really good fucking guitar? Like he's a guitar wizard, Dave Mustaine, especially on this album and the album prior. Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Then So Far So Good So What was really good too. Rap. No good music in the 80s, huh? there's just a little taste. This whole album is off the charts, which has samples of Slayer's Rain and Blood in it. Criminal Minded, Public Enemy's It Takes a Nation of Millions, Oldest Bad is one of my favorite albums. I was banging this in the 80s. Criminal Minded, Boogie Out Productions, KRS-One, off the charts. And of course, we got NWA, and then we got solo Ice Cube, solo MC Ren, solo Eazy, rest in peace, and Dr. Dre and DJ Yella. Eazy, if it wasn't for Eazy, we would have never got fucking NWA. That's just the truth. So thank Eazy for NWA, because he's the one to put up the money for studio time, everything. Because he's seen potential in Dr. Dre. Eazy was really slanging drugs, and Dr. Dre wasn't. You know what I mean? Eazy had money stacked, and so I'm gonna put this in the music. It's a little bit different story than the movie, but the movie still came out good though. It was pretty close. I'm sure the NWA members would agree with me that it wasn't totally right on the money. But ONE FC championships every Friday morning of this year. Go over to Rush Hour Fight Club on YouTube on Friday mornings, and he does all the UFC and all the major combat sports. Come over there and be a member with all of us. Always give Rush Hour Fight Club a plug. Check out Free Jason Moore, the podcast with the Moore family. That's on my live section on YouTube. It's on every podcast app out there. But yeah, we talk about shitty. We got he's like, we never got no good music in the 80s. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's when thrash metal was made. And when I mean thrash metal right there, that would probably be the number one thrash album all time, probably. That, or maybe SOD, Stormtroopers of Death, Speak English or Die. Either that or Slayer, Rain and Blood. I would say it's out of those two. Rain and Blood, I'm sorry, Peace Sells But Who's Buying and Ride the Lightning could easily be in there too, but they're not as fast. So speed metal, thrash and speed metal is supposed to be really, really fast and aggressive. And what they did is they created a genre of music, just like rap, how rap was created. This is how thrash was created. It was like, they were all like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest fans, just like I was, and Motorhead and Zeppelin and fucking rock and roll. So they were hard rock fans and metal fans, and they liked the Sex Pistols. They like punk rock. You know what I mean? So they figured, let's play as fast as we can, as good as we can. And that's the thing about speed metal and thrash. Like, you people don't realize, certain people don't realize how hard it is to play. It's not easy. It's not easy. You're playing those instruments. You know what I mean? You're playing them really fast. The drummer, bass, guitar, it's in the singing is really fast or really slow. It depends on the song. Every album has, some really fast songs and then a few like anthems and kind of like ballad ballads, but there was a lot of horrible music in the 80s too. Don't get me wrong. Pop music was horrible. There was hair band metal out there, heavy metal, like guys dressing up like girls, like, like playing real horrible metal. I wouldn't even call it metal. I call it glam metal. And that's what these guys were trying to get away from. They wanted to create something with attitude and dignity, and they didn't give a fuck what they want. These glam bands were wearing fucking spandex and makeup, like trying to look like pretty as they could. Basically, these guys would come out here with fucking the hair everywhere, fucking cut off fucking concert shirts and fucking ripped jeans and fucking just fucking start thrashing. You'd see hair flying up and down and fucking all kinds of power and energy and aggression. And that's what it was all about. That's what rap's all about. You know what I mean? It's a culture. It's like, I was really fucking, I could relate to what these dudes were talking about. I could relate to it all. Like anti-establishment, up and fight the power, fuck, yeah, I could definitely relate when I was, teenager in the 80s. But yeah, this week we got Thursday I go over this week's card. I think it's Strickland versus one of those good Russians that I've been following. They got I was looking at Russians this past week and I was going over film. And I'm like, damn, we've always had good Russians coming in, but it seems like we even got more Russians coming in. Mixed martial artists, I mean. I hope no innocent Russians are dying right now or Ukrainians. I got friends over there in both countries. And let's hope there's no World War III for our kids and their kids. Because I grew up worrying about fucking nuclear war as a little kid, probably 5-6 years old. But then I said, fuck it. It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. And I'm still that way. So the only thing is I do worry about my kids and their kids. So, and I worry about my friends over in Russia and all the good people of Russia. It's not their fucking fault because of their country, It's like Chinese. I love Chinese. I love Russians. I love North Koreans. I just don't like their I didn't like my politicians. But I love America. I just think at this point in time and civilization and technology and everything, we shouldn't be going to war. Everyone should be making money together. We're making their families and their kids generation after generation wealthy. Best time on the planet right now is to make money. We communicate with everybody. You know what I mean? Not only that, we can help a lot of fucking people too. You know what I mean? But let me see. I need to play music every time I'm on it because this is epic music. I got to stand by what I stand on. Not only that, as a man, right? Not only that. Let me see something. I'm just giving group shout outs. That's it. And it amps me up. It amps me up. And it educates other people too that might not have heard really good music before. I don't think KRS-One would be pissed off at me. I'm one of his first fans, like when he first came out. So this is an epic track. Oh man. No. Damn it. So I just want to give a shout out. Since Joe Rogan says there was no good music made in the 80s, well, this is probably one of the most iconic rap songs of all time. First diss songs ever. KRS-One, folks. Boogie Down Productions, Criminal Minded, first album. Like 83, 84.
That's it. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Hey, hey, hey. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. You see me coming in the dance with the flipper sensei. Down with the sound called beat.
The bridge is over. He's talking about Queens. Queens Bridge. Queensbridge, Queens borough in New York.
You can't sound like Shan or the one Marley. Because Shan and Marley Marley, my rhyming like the gay. Picking up the mic, man, them don't know what to say. Saying hip hop started out in Queensbridge. Saying lines like that, man, you know them can't live. So tell them again, me come to tell them again. Guan. Tell them again, me come to tell them again. Tell them again, me come to tell them again. Guan. Tell them again, me come to tell them. Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it, Bronx keeps creating it, and Queens keeps on faking it. All your sucker MCs want to pick up on the play card. Here's an example of KRS-One. Here's an example of KRS-One. They wish the battle be the people they cannot. They must be on the.
I don't know, Joe Rogan. I think you're a little off the margins there, buddy.
Now production coming 3 different flavors. Pick anything for the flavor that you say. Mr. Magic Mike wish to come and try to say it.
Would disagree with you about the 80s.
I finally figured it out. Magic mouth is used for sucking.
Shitty music.
Is only good for steady fucking.
Only when rap was really crazy.
Like Dougie Fresh said, I tell you now you ain't nothing. Compared to Red Alert on Kiss and Boogie Down Production. Say ease and I'm on, say ease and I'm on. Say KRS-One, you know them can't understand. We're moving over there and then we're moving over here. It's called life. Square.
I go deeper and deeper and deeper in the 80s.
What's the matter with your MC Marley Marl? Don't you know that he's out of touch? What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan on the wheels of steel Marlin sucks? You better change what comes out your speaker. You better off talking about the white Puma sneaker. Cause once we created hip hop, Queens will only get dropped. Still telling lies to me. Everybody's talking about the Juice Crew funny, but you're still telling lies to me.
This is KRS-One versus MC Shan. I'm a fan of MC Shan too. I love Queens. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a dope fucking beat, man. Dope track. Shout out to KRS-One. Shout out to StreamYard. Shout out to YouTube, StreamYard, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of them. Shout out to every country out there. Shout out to all the people who support this this experiment, this passion that I'm going to keep doing. And all the haters, I love you cocksuckers. I really do. Anyone that sits online all day, or hacks people, you're a loser. You're a coward. You're a piece of shit. You're a really fucking foul human being. And listen, I can be foul. I get violent with the best of them, but not scummy shit like that, man. Grow the fuck up. Man the fuck up. One or the other. It's not just men either. It's probably fucking whatever people identify as. You know, it's not just men, it's women too. There's a lot of people out there that are messed up. but none of us are perfect. That's for sure. No one could judge anyone out there, and that's what people got to understand. The more people create out there, it'll be better. It'll be information times a million if people would start their own podcasts or collabing with other podcasters. It's not about me here. This isn't an ego thing with me. So that's why I'll let anyone come on. And anyone that I know, you know what I mean? I know the people that come on. I've been watching fights with them for like 3+ years. So some of them a little less, some of them a lot longer, some almost 4 years, but close to 4 years, coming up on 4 years. But yeah, Rush Hour Fight Club people go over there on Friday mornings, Friday nights if there's fights, really good fights, elite fights. It's elite boxing, elite mixed martial arts, elite Muay Thai, elite boxing, elite BKFC, elite bare knuckle, and I think he covers pretty much everything. I think they pretty much cover every combat sport. I just all I do is just give my opinions during the week a couple times, and make my picks weekly and try to win people money. And I know I'm winning people money. I know I'm doing better than what's his name, the Greek over there on ESPN. I'm giving you 10 times better picks than him, and I'm not charging you nothing for picks. You know what I mean? I'm just giving them up. I don't gamble, so it's easier for me to pick fights. Not only that, I know fights very well. I grew up in an era where you had to know how to fight. So, bottom line, just the way it is. And now, what's even more exciting is seeing this generation become really good mixed martial artists. I gotta admit, like it's really good to see. Well, I've been seeing it since around 2010, 2015. In between those years, I see mixed martial arts taking a turn for the better, like better and better and better and better mixed martial artists. Every once in a while, you'd have one special guy come out, Anderson Silva, GSP, really special, you know what I mean? But then John Jones, and now it's like, every year there's a friggin' new bona fide fucking, super fight ninja. You know what I mean? Yeah, the baddest man on the planet now is the heavyweight friggin' mixed martial arts MMA champ in the world. And UFC is definitely the most elite. But I'll say this, Bellator, there's champions in Bellator that can hang with champions in fucking the UFC. There's champions in the one championship that could hang with champions in the UFC. Whoever doesn't think that's possible, you're lying to yourself. You don't know nothing about fighting. There's Usman Nurmagomedov. I'll just use him as a just patchy mix. Any of those guys, they can hang with guys in the UFC. Demetrius Johnson can hang with anyone in the UFC. Anyone. Anybody. So, I don't know, people. I don't know what people think out there. I'd like to hear your if you think I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Everyone has a right to their opinion. I'm not hating on your fucking opinion. I agree to disagree. There's no arguing here. Because that's the last thing. This is like a drama-free friggin' podcast / channel / entertainment. A little bit of entertainment. Why not? Loosen the fuck up. Smile, laugh, fucking listen to some good music. Get amped up for a weekend of fucking controlled violence. No one goes to jail. No one goes to fucking in front of a judge. Unless after the fights they get in trouble and end up in jail. Then really, I don't know if people think this deep like I do, but I already, the reason I think this deep is because I could kind of understand this. But what happens when someone like trains for 8 weeks or whatever? They should be training year round, in my opinion. Crawford trains year round. You know, Crawford versus Spence. I love Spence a lot. I just don't think Spence has the. I don't think Spence trains year round. Crawford really takes his belts seriously, and it's not just Spence. Like, I'm talking about UFC fighters that only train when they have a fight. And I think mixed martial arts, you're dealing with a lot of different injuries. You know what I mean? So I could see why they take time off. You know, they fuck up, ribs, fucking, I don't know, fucking knees, fucking elbows, fucking, yeah, there could be a lot of shit they got to deal with. You know what I mean? A lot of them fight through fucking injuries anyways. So do boxers too. Boxers are getting hit in the head continuously. Always. Boom, boom, boom. It doesn't matter if it's fucking 12-ounce gloves or 8-ounce gloves or 10-ounce gloves. It doesn't matter. You're still getting hit. Trust me. You get knocked out really easy. With a perfect technique, perfect fucking fundamentals, perfect everything, like Topuria was doing with Emmett. I was surprised Topuria couldn't knock Emmett out. That's really surprising to me. Like, he didn't want to hurt him no more, which is good. Listen, I love to see that, to be honest with you. Topuria, you're a class act, dude. Knowing that you could have hurt Emmett in that 5th round, knowing you could have fucking put his lights out and maybe fucked him up for a long time, the rest of his life, I gotta tip my hat, honestly, because most fighters would have kept hitting. That jab is what really mangled his face, Emmett's face. It's that jab, Topuria's jab. Everything rolls up the jab. I try to explain this to everybody out there. Any young fighters, anyone just learning to fight, whatever. Start with the jab, throw the straight right, or if you're a southpaw, start with the jab with the right and throw the straight left after it. But always throw that jab. Throw it for distance, for range, for defensive qualities, obviously. And always keep your hands up. Bring your after you throw that jab, bring your hands right back to protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times, not just in boxing and mixed martial arts. When I see guys dropping their hands, I'm like, damn, man, these guys, and they're not even counter punches. That's the thing that like pisses me off. They think they're good boxers, but they're not. They're mixed martial artists. I don't expect them to be boxers, but be responsible in there, because you only got a certain amount of time to fucking make that money, and a certain time to be in your prime and chase that championship, because you can win that championship, but hold it on to it, and mentally being strong enough to, defend that title time in, time out, time in, time out. That's what makes John Jones so special. That's what makes certain fighters so special, like Alexander Volkanovski, Izzy, comes back after getting knocked the fuck out less than 6 months, or right around 6 months, or whatever it was, right? And wins his belt back. I mean, that's mental fortitude. Say what you want to say about Izzy, right? That guy's got balls. And I don't care if he likes anime. I don't care if he likes. I used to like anime in the 70s. I used to watch Grandizer and Guy King when I was a little kid before I walked to school. So, but that was, as a kid. I'm not into cartoons. Only cartoon I think I would watch is South Park. I haven't watched it in a long time, but that's the funniest cartoon on the planet right now. They could get away with anything. Cancel culture, all that. No one's canceling fucking South Park. I think they just got $500 million for 4 years or something like that last year. So South Park, they could fucking. I forget the people who fucking created that fucking cartoon, but just the funniest fucking cartoon I ever seen. It's so stupid that it's fucking. It's brilliant writing. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying the way it looks. I mean. And I'm not all about visual anyways. I don't give a fuck about the visual as long as the fucking the writing is good and the jokes are funny and everything they do is a freaking riot. It's brought to real life in a weird cartoonish form, like very simple way of drawing cartoons or whatever. But it's funny. It's a riot. It's like watching Beavis and Butter. It's like it's so stupid it's funny. But at the same time, it's really shitting on horrible music. That's what it's really doing. Beavis and Butthead, that show that used to be on MTV. And then what spun off that show was King of the Hill, I think. I'm pretty sure. That was a spin-off of Beavis and Butthead. Anyways, people, that's Tuesday night. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We bang this out. Thursday, I'll go over fight night. Fight night for this week. I think it's Strickland and that Russian dude. Like I was saying, there's so many good Russians coming in. I can't wait to see Umar fight in UFC again. I just Umar and Usman, I think they're even better than Khabib. And people are going to find that out really soon. But I believe Yair wins. Rodriguez beats Volkanovski. I believe Pantoja beats Moreno. Part 2. Because both of them are totally different fighters right now. And Moreno's a savage. Let's face it, he's a tough kid. And I love Alexander the Great. I really do. I wouldn't call him the Great if he wasn't great. He's got balls. He'll fight anybody. That's what we want in fighters. We just got to save fighters from themselves. You know what I mean? But Emmett, salute. Josh Emmett, you have nothing to be ashamed of, dude. You're a fucking warrior. Topuria, you're a class act. And I think you need one more fight before you're ready for a chance. Because right now, that was probably your hardest fight you've ever had, skill-wise. Now it just gets harder and harder. So I really think you should fight Cater, give my man Cater a chance, or Ortega, one or the other. All right, people, have a beautiful night, have a beautiful morning, have a beautiful afternoon, wherever you are out there in the world. AJ, thanks for stopping by. Everyone that's stopped in and out, in and out, in and out. I love it. Doesn't matter. I get most of my views after these things, so it's all good. I can pre-record, but I'd rather just come in here and do it live for people, give people something to do. Listen to a knucklehead, old school knucklehead that ain't politically correct. That I don't know, just speaks his mind, brutally honest. There's no reason to lie, right? Fuck lying. Take it easy, people.